Hello, Our Lady of Angels families. It's Mr. Falk here with another update. This is the end of our third week of school, and we have some information for all of you. The Cleveland transportation reimbursement forms are due to Mrs. Garmbach by September 30th. If you live a mile or more away from the school and you drive your students to school, you can fill out one of these forms and receive a reimbursement check from CMSD. There's going to be a link to that in this post, so click on the link, fill out the form, and get it turned into the office. During dismissal, make sure that you're not parking in the Franciscan Village parking lot. The Cleveland police have been asked to monitor the parking lot, and no one from the school is allowed to park there while waiting for kids to come out during dismissal. Speaking of dismissal, if your kids walk home from school, please remind them to be careful around the streets, particularly by Rocky River Drive. The traffic always is pretty heavy, and we don't want kids playing around by the street and possibly falling into the street. It's very important that they're safe, so please talk to them about being safe when walking home from school. Also, don't forget to turn in the Cleveland Scholarship Acceptance Forms if you have not turned those in yet. They need to be turned in fairly soon so you don't risk losing the scholarship money. Mrs. Garmbach has paper copies of blank acceptance forms if you cannot find yours. So you can call the school to get a copy of that form. Also, Digital Academy is no longer supporting their phone app. So if you have the app that you installed from previous years installed on your phone, you can remove that app. Instead, just use your phone's web browser and browse to auth.auth.digitalacademy.org, and you'll be able to log in through their web interface. Also, some new staffing news. Next week we're going to welcome a new preschool teacher. Mrs. Sheila Cahuth is going to be taking over the 3-year-old preschool students. We'll still have Mrs. Kozicki teaching the 4-year-olds. So if you have a 3-year-old preschooler, I'm sure you've seen the letter from Mrs. Kozicki about the new teacher. Also, starting next week, students are going to be taking their math tests, our MAP tests, for students in grades kindergarten through 8th grade. They're required for all of the scholarship students, and they provide valuable data for the teachers to monitor student progress. But the test scores don't impact grades at all, so make sure your students are not too worried about it. But they should get a good night's sleep and get some breakfast before their testing day. If you need to know when your students will be taking the test, please refer to teacher emails that have been sent out. And finally, hopefully this is going to be my last day recording this from my office. OLA just had a new broadcast studio installed, and by next week we hope to be using a bit of a more professional setup for our recordings that we send out. Students will also be using that broadcast system to send news to their classmates during the school day. So it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun for the students that participate in that club. And also on the website here, this coming week, we have a few reminders. Monday after school, we have our Brain Brawl team is going to be meeting. Tuesday will be a 7th grade blue and white bowl practice. Wednesday, Brain Brawl will meet again, and Thursday, the 7th grade blue and white bowl will be practicing as well. Also, coming up in the following week, we have a compressed day on October 5th, and we have our parent-teacher conferences on October 6th and 7th. So those have been your updates. I hope you all have a great weekend. Take care.